Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rating video of Cold Steel 3. I imagine I will be talking for quite a bit because there's a lot to go through. Holy crap. Let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Alright. 24 sessions, max bonding points as the New Game Plus. Although the New Game Plus features of the Black Sumerian ore shards being exchangeable in New Game Plus might have had something to do with it. So, there's that. So let's get started. First positive. Backstory section. This is the same as it was in Cold Steel 1 and 2 and Azure. It trails to Azure, so there you go. Yeah. There you go. Humor is in full effect. It's triple positive. I don't even think I can really say humor is on point yet in 4 yet, which is weird. I'll try to keep the comparisons with 4 to a minimum, and I'm also going to try and blast through this, because I've only got about an hour. Double Mech effect. 2 positives for it this time, because I actually do kind of think it balances it. Balances the serious and the thing. I gave a full triple positive for voice acting this time around, as I feel like all of the voice acting is on point and very well done. Voice direction as well, which got 1. I gave 2 brickwork positives. I gave yet another triple positive for sprite work. Limblem effect is here and in full effect. There's some good world building on display. To the tune of 3 positives. The external continuity is a triple positive. The internal continuity, the visual storytelling, the internal continuity is good. The visual storytelling is a triple positive. Good use of the theme of growth and loyalty, whether to a name, teacher, or place. Good doodad usage to the tune of 2 positives. 3 animation positives, as it is. 1 storyboarding and 1 story sequencing being positive, as well as a positive for camera work. That camera shot with Toa near the beginning, that was just beautiful. 3 foreshadowing positives, because I think the foreshadowing is well done and on point. Babylon 5 effect. With all the stuff with Ash especially, that deserves a positive there. Good use of atmosphere here. Good gameplay story integration. The down-to-earth side quests, which got 2 positives. Active voice getting its usual triple positive. The paired victory quotes. Good banter. I'm fast forwarding through these because there's not a lot to say. I mean, come on. This is like the 8th frickin' Trails game where I've done a rating video for this year. There's an entire review rating things on my YouTube channel, and I'll go watch that. Go watch all of them. This is the best flash forward throughout the series, in the entire series, in my opinion, even though there's only been 3. This is easily the best of the 3, no question, no contest, as I say in the note. It hints at the characters and their dynamics, gives us a good taste of conflict, and it teases the return of Class 7. I love this flash forward to bits. 3 positives. Reen once again gets 2 positives. I do think some of his characterization is a step backwards, but I think he's still a strong enough protagonist to earn 2 positives, because he does actually grow and develop as the game goes. Valimar continues to be a good character. Patrick surprisingly got a triple positive. This is funny because I actually gave Patrick a positive right near the beginning of the game because it felt like he had woken up, and I thought that was worthy of praise. Then I gave him the second one when he responded to Marquis Ballad, a character we'll get to in the negatives, referring to Bardius, who is from Nord, by the way, as a barbarian with "How dare? He was gonna say how dare you, but he was cut off. That's good, considering how he acted back in Cold Steel 1. You're barbarian and you're Jaeger taught. Right? Also, then there was the scene during the party later on in the game where he actually flat out takes the opportunity to apologize for his barbarian comments back in Cold Steel 1. Chef's kiss. That was fucking beautiful. Beautiful. That cemented his third positive. Like, and as I said, and as I say in this third positive here, yeah, I really didn't see that coming. I stand blindsided, and you know what? That's what a good character can do. Blindside me with how awesome they are. We'll see if Cold Steel 4 does anything like that later, but so far, So, Toa remains her wonderful and adorable self, so triple positive for her. Randy continues to be a bro, triple positive for him. Aurelia ended up getting 2 positives, because I actually like the way she's utilized here. Kurt, I like Kurt's character. Yuna, favorite character in the whole series. Aries, no exaggeration. I love her no nonsense attitude of Blue's phone interrupting him. Right. Okay. Anyways, I love her no-nonsense attitude, and the fact that she seemed to despise Reen at first. This was honestly refreshing after all of the women, Elise and Claire especially, all the women were throwing themselves at Reen practically, so, yeah. Even if her ultimate reason is a little petty, to be blunt, I still think her love of Crossbell made me actually care. The fact that her love for Crossbell actually made me care about the fucking place more so than Zero or Azure ever did. That's worthy of a triple positive if I've ever heard one. Altina, despite some shit we'll get to in the negatives, I actually adore her growth in this game. Triple positive for her. Even though the teasing is frankly idiotic in this day and age, this one was released in 2019, so no excuses. And it is, I think her growth is awesomely done, so full positives there. Tita, are you surprised I gave Tita a triple positive? No? Good. Moving on. Agate was a positive, as was Ash, as I actually like the take. Honestly feel he's a good character, and I do like his darker side. I also think that his delinquent with a heart of gold mentality is really nicely handled, so he got 2 positives. Muse, despite the shameless flirting with Reen, is honestly great at being a Zigbar, and I actually like that. Lecter is good at being a villain, and I kind of enjoy that. Milliam, what can I say? Triple positive, hell yeah. This one might surprise you, but despite how she was in Cold Steel 1, she was okay at best in Cold Steel 2. But despite how it is, Claire honestly, and also despite how she is in the final chapter, fucking seriously, woman, your boss basically just said, we're ending the fucking world. Are you fucking stupid? Stupid, whatever. Anyways, she's honestly a decent character for the most part, even if the decision she makes in the final chapter puts her entire character into question and is borderline a character assassination, if I'm honest. Elliot, triple positive. Love Elliot. Laura's the same, triple positive. I like Rutger as a foil for Fee, so he got a positive. Celestin, delight. Hate every time he was on screen. Cedric, despite his attitude and final chapter actions, I actually think is a good character and honestly a good foil for Kurt. Even if that is more so in hindsight, right, as this is the setup for Cedric to be that foil. Also, his ego is not as awful and obnoxious as his classmates, so those two did not gain any positives or negatives, if I am honest. At least I'm pretty sure at best it was a quest that involved them that got a positive. Alisa Alphen continues to be a good character. Alisa got her triple positive. Tio got 2 positives. Sharon continues to be awesome. Emma continues to be her wonderful kind self. Machias, I'm just rapid firing through this. Okay, for as little screen time as he had, Oliver still managed to get a triple positive out of me. Mostly because I like how much I like a lot of what he does in the game. Final chapter notwithstanding. Yeah, that's to be said a lot in this, so. Usis got a plus. George, kinda, despite the final chapter, got a plus. Oh boy. Bardius was cool. Angelica continued to be awesome. Sarah continued to be awesome. Gaius continues to be a bro. Triple positive for him. Osborne is a fantastic villain. Absolutely plus. Thomas, yep. Gwen's still awesome. Rosalia, honestly, I like her dynamic with Emma. Now let's get into the actual plot stuff. Despite the excessive flashbacks, I actually really like the scene where New Class 7 comes together. It's just as good as the one from Cold Steel 1 at showing the character arcs each of the members are to go through. And that's kind of cool. I like the opening, not too spoilery, and really foreshadows the game's events well. Certainly better than Cold Steel 4 did. Oh god. For me, this is easily the best intro in the series for me. The flash forward is awesome, the Einheld Keep stuff works at characterization, and the revelations, easily earning full marks for that. The reunion with Laura, triple positive, and I love the running gag of Reem being interrupted. That's awesome. The attack on the base camp in Chapter 1, full 3 positives for that. That was a gripping and epic and gripping scene. Laura, Elliot, and Fee backing Reem up. I like that. Meeting with Elliot's dad. That's a good scene. Then there's the Hummel section. Hang on. Hang on. Is it not on this one? Okay, hang on. I guess we will go ahead and we will go to the second volume then. There it is. I want appropriate music for this one. The Hummel section. The whole Hummel section is just beautifully stark in its bleakness and shows off how terrible the incident really was, and the extra scenes really add to the punch of the moment. Even Duvalie and Shirley refuse to ruin the moment as well, and considering how much Duvalie gets on my nerves, that's honestly wonderful to see. Full marks for the Hummel incident. And for the Hummel section, yes. I like Zephyr revealing themselves and establishing them and how powerful they are. The scene with Yuna's family, that one's is nice and good at foreshadowing some small details about a later scene. Meeting with Tio, that was a good scene. I absolutely love New Class 7 being saved by Elisa and Sharon. I love the teamwork the two display and the awesome reunion between Reen and Elisa. Yeah, triple positive for that. 2 positives for reuniting with Emma. The conversation between Muse, Alphen, and Elise in the stairwell of Orcus Tower, that actually worked for me. That was kind of a good scene. Then there was the attack on the Orcus Tower itself, which is honestly a great scene and shows the bravery of New Class 7, and Sharon joining Reen is just awesome, as yes, Sharon would help. The cavalry movement on Orcus Tower is also a good showcase of the growth of Class 7, and Oliver's sharp observational skills, so that's cool. Hang on, I need a good song for this. There we go. Yuna's outburst on Orcus Tower. This was the scene that actually made me give a shit about Crossbell. Truth be told. Her screaming, "Give it back," is just brilliant. It's a great way to show the depravity of Osborn, as it's clear that he is so damn egotistical that the SSS are locked away, just so that he can look good, as it is his pawn, Reen, that gets to fight Ouroboros. Which is dumb, because why wouldn't you want the SSS working with Reen? But whatever. Yeah, in my first playthrough, the Give It Back scream was the moment when I knew this would be my favorite Shells game, hands down. And as such, of course, the scene earns a full 3 positives. This in turn warrants that I give a separate positive for the vocal performance of Erica Harlacher as Yuna. As will be evidenced from the YouTube perspective, starting tomorrow, starting Monday, excuse me, because this is going live on Friday in 2 days. When the Arkham Asylum ones go on, I will be giving positives for vocal performances in particular. And yeah, the only vocal performance I really actually feel is completely on point is Erica Harlacher as Una. And for the love of God, Steve, piss off with the voice actor controversy shit. And look, I don't know if there's any Erica Harlacher controversy, and frankly, I don't fucking care. I want him to shut the fuck up about all that, and no, I will never let that go. Anyways, Reen telling his students to catch up to him together is another great scene. I gave that 2 positives because I thought it was just brilliant. The optional scene with checking up on Sharon, short but sweet, love it. The scenes with Kurt, where Kurt and Altina comfort Yuna, are great. And are great because they show that Yuna's feelings are complicated. You know, she has to come to terms with them. And I honestly like that. Oliver returning to his Olivier persona. I freaking love that scene. I love Reen's message to Yuna as well, as it honestly shows that Reen gets it. He understands Yuna's feelings and acknowledges the SSS as heroes, but he also comes up with a good point that Yuna already understands, admittedly, that she needs to stand up in their absence to defend Crossbell. The cavalry moment on the roof of Stargazer's tower is just awesome. New Class 7 getting to shine and calling the Soldats is just poetry. Reen and the others praising New Class 7's efforts at Stargazer's tower. That's good, because we don't need any more of this "you need to stay behind" garbage from Sutherland. The farewells at the end of Chapter 2. I like that. I also like the final scene of Chapter 2 on the Durflinger, as it's a great wrap-up of the events. And honestly, yeah. I also gave a separate positive for the fist bump that between Reen and Lloyd, which they kind of acknowledged but kind of ignored at the same time, and whatever. Anyways, despite all my frustrations, though, Chapter 2 is still my favorite Trails chapter, hands down. It has an awesome amount of external continuity, great character development that is nicely handled, and overall is just a thoroughly enjoyable time. I absolutely love it. Triple positive for the chapter itself. Milliam visiting Eustace. I freaking love that scene. And the surprise appearance by Gaius. It's just icing on the cake. The opening scenes of Chapter 3 with the Jaegers and the Stahlritter. That's some good foreshadowing there. As much as I hate the incest angle, the scene with New Class 7 plus Tita eavesdropping on Reen and Elise is actually pretty funny and wholesome, admittedly. Master Yunkafai's header is a fantastic motivational speech in letter form, and I honestly like that. And then there's Teo's letter. It is perfect at establishing the point that about Reen's lineage that I've seen it as from the beginning. Teo is Reen's dad, not Osborne. This is actually one of the reasons why the beginning of Cold Steel 4 frustrates me so goddamn much, because it feels like Yuna's gonna miss this point, only for her to actually nail the point on the head. It's simultaneously awesome and frustrating, as we will get to in the Cold Steel 4 rating video. So, triple positive for the letter. Short, sweet, but triple positive worthy, absolutely. This one might seem a little weird, but the side quest, Follow Your Dream Job. As a Trails fan, I actually like this. I actually kind of think it is, no, seriously, a certain character, Shara, that helps this guy out. And then Reen just kind of, just kind of helps him out. And it even shows the difficulties of being a bracer, which retroactively makes Estelle and Joshua's progress in Sky 1 all the more impressive. If you don't know the series, this quest is just another side story, but if you know the series, it makes you appreciate the older games all the more. So, triple positive for that. I like the picnic scene after the level 3 Einhell Keep trial. Nice and wholesome stuff. The hidden quest, Precious Gift for Precious People, was genuinely awesome and heartwarming for me because I've actually played the Sky Trilogy. The girl talk in the bath scene, I actually kind of like that, despite music's commentary to Elise. So, shrug. Despite a bit of cutscene incompetence, the reunion with Eustace is a good scene and shows that Eustace is skilled and works well with Milliam. Then there's the scene at Ash's home, which was just nice. The reunion with Sarah and Angelica, that was that was another good scene. I like encountering Zephyr and Raquel. The humor, the characterization, and a card game instead of a fight. It's kind of ironic that this is an example of what I call Yu-Gi-Oh effect. Dumb premise, good execution. The lore runner calls it the Cloud effect. Claire's backstory, really good at diving into her character without a lot of the baggage. Even if I disagree with her feeling guilty for bringing a murderer to justice. Shrug. Sarah's backstory, meanwhile, got a triple positive, because I actually kind of like how it shows why she was a Jaeger, why she quit, and why she would join the Bracer Guild, and what led her to meeting Beatrix from Cold Steel 1. So, there you go. Triple positive there. The quests A Tale of Two Shops and Pride of the Fleet. It is interesting story-wise, even if gameplay-wise it's kind of annoying. It dives into Lenora's character, and at the same time gives insight into Ferris and Hugo, and that's honestly awesome stuff. 2 positives there. Then there's Gaius showing up to and saving Reen from Aryan Road, which is just awesome. Then there's the scene where Reen catches Ash talking to Lecter in Chapter 3. That's a good scene. Good callback to it in Cold Steel 4, too. The scenes with Ordis under fire. Those are good, showing the competence of the branch campus. And I even like the fact that at first it looks like Reen is abandoning New Class 7 again. He's not. He just needs them in a different spot than by his side. So, good. Aurelia showing up at Juno and shooing away Zephyr and Needhog. That was a good scene. I also like the scene right after that shows Aurelia's power. Then there's the scene with the Northern Jaegers in Juno Fortress. God. The music, Aurelia's words, Sarah's grief, and even Reen's power use, and the use of slow motion to show Reen's speed helped to make the scene hit with all the right impact. This is how you show Reen's speed. He'd Cold Steel 2. They finally got it right. This is what the prologue of Cold Steel 2 needed, which is to say that, yeah, triple positive for that scene. The battle in the canyon between Ouroboros and the Branch Campus Alliance with Bardius, Agate, and Toval. Oh, that got 2 positives for just being an awesome scene. The story beats after Iantub Alpha 2 is defeated. Are ones that I like. It shows that the Stalwart are down but not out, and I like that. Muse being revealed as Mildine Cayenne is awesome, and puts Muse's talents on full display. And the defeat of the dipshit Duke Ballad, who I spelled really badly here, let me fix that, is just awesome. I like the farewell scenes in Chapter 3. Nice way to wrap up this annoying as fuck chapter. We'll talk about that more in the negatives. Reen and Randy's heart-to-heart in Chapter 4. Love that. The quest, Is This Your Card from Chapter 4. Nice connection to Crow through Stark. Eric, and the trick Reen pulls with the coin, which subverts it from how Crow did it in Cold Steel 1. That was a triple positive for me. Tita talking about Ren and the promise they made. That was a triple positive scene. Most scenes with Tita would be, though. Oh, let's be honest. The duel between Aurelia and Viscount is an awesome scene. Really like that. Maya's Malaise is a good side quest that really shows how widespread the effect of the Hummel incident really is, and how it can affect people in different ways. Good stuff. The incident with the Goliath Noah. This is when the Goliath Noah goes berserk with Altina inside. It shows off Reen's skills. It's foreshadowing for the final chapter, and it shows just how much Class 7 cares for Altina. I also like the solution was to jolt her awake rather than destroying the Goliath. That was a nice touch, because normally it's like destroy the Goliath, get the cockpit out of there, win, right? No. This was just a, yo, oh, Altina, wake up. So, there you go. The scene where Osborn greets classes 1 and 7, class 1 and class 7, that was good. This really providing good tension. The lunch scene with the Herschels, really like that. I absolutely adore the heart-to-heart between Reen and Toa in her room. Not like that. As she demonstrates how much Reen has meant to her the entire time, aimed through her actions and words. And the pictures on the desk are great too. Even if one has to question the concert outfit one, as in her concert with Crow, Angelica, and George. Why would you still want that? Why would you want a reminder of that outfit? I thought you hated that outfit, Toa. Regardless of that, this fantastic scene deserves 3 positives. It even ends well with new Class 7 listening at Toa's door. As per usual, expecting to hear some intimate noises there, guys. And then I love the reunion of old Class 7, the big one, the big promised one. That one was just awesome. The hugs, the banter. You know what? I'm gonna add to this even the dumb banter. The rivalry banter. Actually, no, I can just... what am I thinking? Even the rivalry between Eustace and Machias is awesome. Well, I should say it more like awesomely handled. There. And there. Okay. So, triple positive for that. I love the discussion they have. That was good stuff. I love Milliam's resolve. Great stuff. Then we move on to the whole confrontation with Zoro Agruga as I move on to my next yeah, this'll do. The whole fight with Zoro Agruga is good. Good stuff. Really highlights the power and teamwork of Class 7, both old and new. Triple positive there. The scene with Olaf explaining the situation as he knows it with Osborn's past and what it means for Reen is something I love. It helps shed light to yeah, this will do. It just kind of shows where Reen stands with Osborn, and I like that. Then we get the max bonding events. Eustace is one, really good. Melody of the Past, which was the side quest with Claire, that one hit me. Then I did Millium's Max Bonding event. Millium's, Machias's, Millium's and Machias's, both good. Lecter's backstory, really good scene. I like the quest No Man Left Behind. And shows the depths of the guest characters, and I love it. Elliot's Max Bond event, it is simple but fantastic. Yes, I know I need a thesaurus. The growth of his character, as well as the ambition he has, is heartwarming and wholesome on a scale that reminds me why he is one of my favorite characters in the series. I love it to the tune of a full 3 positives. Then Gaius' Max Bonding event, it is cool. Well, Yuna's was nice and sweet. Fee's was a nice showcase of her growth. Sarah's was funny. It was as funny as it was heartwarming. Kurt's is a fantastic showcase of his growth. The Elise and Alphen Max Bond event, and it might reinforce the incest angle that I hate, but honestly it was wholesome enough that I could overlook that. Altina's is honestly the best showcase of her character growth in the whole game. I adored Tita wanting to tackle a green, as it is just so heartwarming and sweet. Triple positive there. Toa's was great, and I really liked her pep talk. Ash's was simple, but it is so him that it works. Elisa's is fantastic regardless if you go for the romance angle or not. It just works to the tune of 3 positives. Emma's got a positive, Laura's got a positive. So yes, all of the yes on all of that. Despite my hate boner for the incest is garbage, the scene about Alphen's first dance is honestly nice and shows how close she and Elise are, and it just works wonderfully. Then there's Reen meeting with the Emperor, which is just a great scene. And I need to shift to a different thing. So yeah, meeting with the Emperor, that was good stuff. Then meeting with Osborn, that is one of the best scenes in the game. The Reverie Corridor being given more relevance, Reen's reaction to it all, even the reveal of the riddle of Osborn's survival being tied into Reen's power. It's all excellent. Excellent. Triple positive there. Ash confronting Osborn and the Emperor, that was another triple positive. The meeting with Thomas is a fantastic lore dump. 3 positives there. The aftermath with the fight with Rutger, Shirley, Crow, I am not calling him Azure Siegfried, and Sharon is really good. Rufus's backstory. He's the only bit of the Iron Blood stories that makes any kind of sense to me as to why they follow Osborn to destroy the world. I do like the pathos after the Courageous is destroyed. We'll get into this more in the negatives, but yeah. I like the pathos more than the actual destruction. Millium's sacrifice is heartbreaking. It is absolutely a death done right, as the reactions are perfect and well handled. So yeah, triple positive there. And the start of the Great Twilight is effective and haunting as the general populace are blissfully unaware of the damage that has now been wrought. So triple positive there. Total of 280 positives. Story negatives now. Professor Schmidt pisses me off to the tune of 3 negatives because, oh my god, I really don't like him. I gave a separate negative for Schmidt refusing to let Reen use Valimar in the prologue. That was so dumb. The inconsistent voice acting is once again a triple negative. Another rule breaking, another attempt me into rule breaking one, so which is just Then Cold Steel 3 assumes... Then there's the whole Cold Steel 3 assuming you saw the New Game Plus exclusive Black Record scene from Cold Steel 2. Major Michael. Okay. So, he bugs me in so many ways. And it's... At first it was kind of hard to explain, but it kept getting easier to explain as it went. All of his he prefers rules to results, and that just screams stupidity to me. It's very similar to the problems I had with Claire back in Cold Steel 1. And then there's his arrogance that makes him think the branch campus can take whatever Ouroboros can dish out. This is right before the camp gets attacked, by the way. Okay, which, like literally seconds before the camp gets attacked. And it's like, oh yeah, sure. Just forget about the fact that they have had a major role in everything major in the past few years. Like, the Laburl incident to here. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, Michael. Ugh. And honestly, his arrogance stays. He stays that arrogant for the whole game, which cemented his third. Then there's the excessive use of the flashbacks, which got a triple negative. I do not like how this story is paced. I do not like how the dialogue is paced. 2 negatives for that. Text flow is honestly awful in spots, as sometimes text will disappear way too fast. Next. Empty text issues, which got a triple negative. Triple negative for padding, because oh my god, Chapter 3 is especially guilty of this. Won the battle, lost the cutscene, rears its ugly head yet again, and earns yet another full 3 negatives. Fake drama. Anna sadly runs rampant too, to the tune of 3 negatives. The incest angle, which is 3 negatives. This is all shit I've bitched about before. Altina misleading Unit Kurt about the intermission chapter during Cold Steel 2 is really not fucking funny. Especially since the game came out in 2019, where false accusations like that were mixed with the real ones and caused mess after mess. It's garbage in my opinion. Is just fucking bad writing, and Jesus Christ, triple negative for that shit. Speaking of triple negatives, triple negative for Elise. So I gotta explain this one a little bit. Why is she still getting triple negatives? Well, it's because she's not a fucking character. She is a walking billboard that says, incest is wincest. That's what she is. She's not a character. She is a plot device used to highlight it's shit that is not good storytelling. Ugh. She's less of a headache, admittedly, here than in Cold Steels 1 and 2, but it just feels like she's the exact same as she was in those games with 0 growth. And that irks me. And no, her being the student council president at St. Estrella does not help that. Also, the being no fun to tease according to Alphen, that doesn't count. Out. As she is still having her entire character being her relationship with Rain. Like, seriously, every scene with her is in some way tied into her relationship with Rain. And that's just fucking stupid. It's all the more aggravating since there is a decent character here, but she gets nothing to demonstrate that. Her being Rain's sister and wanting to incestuously fuck him is the only real characterization we get for her, other than her friendship with Alphen and Muse, and frankly, that is far from enough, especially for a character that has been in 3 games up to this fucking point. Have a fucking character that doesn't have you want to bang your brother, or get the fuck off the screen. Also, Reen's sister complex pisses me off in this game. Triple negative. Negative for that, too. Then there's Crow being the Azure Siegfried. Oh my god. Look, it's way too obvious that that Azure Siegfried is Crow. Reen's reaction, Toa's reaction, the complete lack of anything interesting being done with it, the fake as fuck mystery element, it all just screams fucking stupid. It paints the characters as paint-thinner guzzling dipshits. What can I say? And yeah, I guessed from his first scene that was Crow. And no, this wasn't something that was spoiled for me, by the way. Me, Mr. Unobservant Douche Canoe, who figured out that Azure Siegfried was Crow like that. That's fucked. Triple negative for that shit. Also, the mystery element itself got a triple negative. Celine is not a good character still. Marquis Ballard is honestly just wow. He is such a look. I know this whole concept of hate sync characters, but no, a character like that should be like voted out immediately. Immediately, like it just no. Moving on. He was a triple negative. Then there was the scene on Bryonia Island where Reen tries to get Class 7 to stay behind when the shrine appears. We went through this in Sutherland, Reen. Get your head out of your ass and stop slamming the magic reset button. And writers, stop wasting my goddamn time. Triple negative for that. Then there's Chapter 3. Is this Chapter 3? Yeah, this is Chapter 3 in general. Chapter 3 may have some really awesome grand moments, but the pacing is bad. The padding is through the roof at times. The railroading makes it hard to enjoy the story. And that scene in Bryonia Island is just a giant waste of time and goes nowhere. There. Ugh. Triple negative. No. Muse's thirst for Reen. God damn it, Muse, can we stop having characters thirsting after Reen being 95% of their character? Thanks. Saint Astraeus Distress. Oh, fuck. Worst quest in the game. Its timing is atrocious. Reen's sister complex. Nyx is over the fucking top to the max. And his scolding of Class 7 is just frankly stupid when his solution was fucking murder. Triple negative for this waste of my time. The assault on Heimdall would be cool if it wasn't the absolute worst example of padding in the whole game. So triple negative there. Then there's the destruction of the Courageous. The destruction of the Courageous is fucked from a storytelling perspective. Basically, the idea is that if this is Oliver's death, it's awful and unfitting in terms of the end of the principal characters. Never mind Toval and Victor. And yeah, I freaking hate it. Triple negative. I went through a whole spiel on the stream about how much I hated that moment. Then there's also the restoration of Crow's memories in the final scene, which is just contrivant. Just a freaking contrivance. And the outro from a story perspective is not very good. I would even go so far as to say it sucks badly. Right, 205, okay. Sorry. Needed to check that. It just sucked badly, and I hated it. So, yeah, I didn't like the outro. I think the outro is not good in the slightest. I would even go so far as to say it sucks bad. Too much shit hitting the fan, and despite the interesting elements, it just feels a little too abrupt of an ending. And has way too many awful story beats. The destruction of the Courageous, the stupidity of the Stall Ritter, Claire being a brain-dead fucking idiot, fucking bitch, the lack of voice acting during the Great Twilight, etc., etc. Yeah, full 3 negatives for that outro. So, let's get to some gameplay positives, shall we? Which, plus 52 on the gameplay positives. On the gameplay score, I should say. Music, triple positive. Need I say more? New Game Plus is good. Save system also good. 2 positives for the save system. A lot of good chances to save after major events. Core combat remains awesome, to the tune of a triple positive. Counterattack on miss is back. Once again, you can unbalance on counterattack, so that's good. That's actually a positive I need to add to Cold Steel 4's review. If you give me a moment, I will do that live. Yay. Come on. Okay, where is my counterattack on miss? There it is. There we go. So there we go, folks. I will quickly add that to the count right now. So there's your preview of where Cold Steel 4 is at. This is, for a bit of perspective, this is at the start of Session 3. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Combat HUD was once again triple positive. Combat interface. I say this on the stream, but I love that the combat interface is like Persona 5 uses the whole controller, and the layout is even awesome too. So yeah, triple positive for that. I adore the Brave Order system. That was a triple positive. The brake system is a triple positive. The Link system is a triple positive. Rush and Burst both got positives. Link's reforming on Revival, which is awesome. Oh, speaking of that, that's another one I need to add, actually. Where are my Link attacks? And let's also add... So there we go. Gameplay of Cold Steel 4 just gained a couple more positives. There we go. Anyways. So, yeah. So, Link level system. Ooh. Wow. Oh. Wow. Weird. Link level, whoops, system, yes. Because I do think that's true. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, there you go. Now, I'll have to explain that when I start streaming soon. Anyways, so yeah, variety in your party member, good gameplay story integration, variety in your party members, the assault attack, where you can gain the advantage with an attack. That's cool. On field attack, that's cool. Info, that was triple positive. Info in game was worth 3 positives, because I actually think with all the info presented to you, it's so neatly done as well, so yeah. Good visual distinction, good enemy variety, the button shortcuts are nice, which also adds to the 2 positives, 3 positives of quality of life features all over the place. Nice. The X multipliers, for their usual reasons. The minimap was 3 positives, because honestly, I like how everything is nice and clearly labeled. 3 combat animation positives, 3 spell effect positives. S-Break returns and is just as awesome, which is another thing I need to check if Cold Steel 4 has gotten that already. Let's go Control F. S. Nope, S-Break I gave. So, sorry, Cold Steel 4, you are not getting any more positives from me right now. Alright, full HP on level up for the usual reasons. Triple positive to the power progression curve, because I do think it is nice and smooth. The log to reread and re-listen to dialogue. The combat during the flash forward specifically was fun. The Master Quartz system is a triple positive, and is a triple positive in 4. Quartz, it's being good kit. Cosmetics, which I gave. I'm probably not going to give it to 4, but yeah. The turn bonuses are pretty good. Each chapter giving you a variety of characters to use. So that's nice. The retry offset, triple positive there, which I honestly kind of retroactively did, because I was like, yeah, I might as well just do it. 7/Fallen Leaves, he's first good S-Craft. I'll keep level 0. Hero is a decent tutorial dungeon. There's also some good tutorialization and good tutorials. Fast travel returns, and is as it was in Cold Steel 1 and 2. So 3 positives there. The flow of exploration is actually good and full of rewards. There's some good loot and itemization. I don't know if you would call this a hub or a overworld. No, hub. It is definitely a hub. But yeah, I actually think the branch campus is a good hub. Cooking is once again a triple positive. Bathing restores 100 CP and gives you items, so that's nice. Showering during the field exercises restores your stuff, so that's good. Resting at the inn restores HP, EP, and CP again. Fishing is back, and this time it's more about pressing and holding the circle button rather than button mashing, so that's kind of cool. Well, triple positive there. The intro, I love from a gameplay perspective. Best intro in the series, in my opinion. Vantage Masters is honestly is honestly, in my opinion, the best minigame in the entire series. It reminds me of Hearthstone in all the right ways, and is fun to boot. It requires skill and patience, and your deck gets better throughout the game. I am probably not going to extend the same kindness to Cold Steel 4, because Vantage Masters starts you off with a really annoying opening thing. So the difficulty curve of Vantage Masters isn't great. Terror Breaker Acre, which is Milliam's S-Craft, which is awesome. Arcadius Gear from Altina is also awesome. Okay, so I I think I like the mech battles in here, so triple positive for that. Upgrading the weapons, another positive for that, so that's kind of nice. The Trinity of Agilatarans, that was honestly a good test of skill. He'll at breaking enemies and the game's other systems without railroading you into it, so that's nice and awesome. Lethal Crusade is awesome. Radiant Phoenix Blade. Which also shows off how far Laura has come between Cold Steel 2 and 3. Remedy Fantasia. Asia is awesome and has great utility. So there's that. I should probably give positives for those. I honestly like the battle with Duvalie and Shirley. Yes, the ads are annoying, and in any other Trails game, this would suck ass, but as Azure proved, sometimes the game's mechanics can make otherwise bad fights fun as hell. It also helps that Duvalie and Shirley mostly play fair, minus the shitty enhanced mechanic, but we'll get into that in the negatives. Ion Type Y A2 is a fantastic example of challenging but fair, as it is doable and you can't just sleepwalk through it. I love it. 2 viscerality positives, because I do feel powerful at times. Panzer Soldat Training is fun, and it is an interesting twist on things, since it's a fight against Valimar. So that's a nice twist. The optional fight against Aurelia. In Chapter 2 seems like bullshit until you remember Brave Orders and cooking exist, and then it becomes more of a test of skill worthy of 2 positives. Cedric's Soldat Challenge in Chapter 2 is awesome, and another fight that highlights the awesomeness of mech combat. Death's Embrace is another awesome S-craft. New Class 7 versus Campanella may be a forced loss battle, but it's an example of the trope done right. First, the game practically tells you this is a forced loss battle with the get him down to 10% and HP prompt. Second, you fight him until you get him that low. And third, the final shot comes after an in-battle dialogue bit where Campanella claims he's now going to take the fight seriously. This is how you handle forced loss battles, IMO. So triple positive there. Justice Bullet, it seems like it would be too basic, but I actually kind of like how it shows off Machias' character. I'm not usually one for barrier S-crafts, but Palace of Ergion is just flashy enough to be an exception. I also like how flashy Akashic Star is, and it also has some good range. I believe Akashic Star was... I think that's Olivier's, actually. In total contrast to the fight immediately prior to it, fighting McBurn in his blazing demon form on the roof of Stargazer's tower is awesome. Yes, his attacks hit like a truck, and yes, it is a forced loss battle, but you have options at your disposal, and he fights fair. Also, Elisa's S-Craft is in your party, guaranteed, so that helps. If you're not aware, Elisa's S-Craft can revive her from death. Yes, that saved my ass. So 2 positives there. Aeon Type Beta, another awesome mech fight. The side quest Tip of the Spear is honestly an interesting twist, as you play as Jessica, a side character that never joins the party, and you face Rain. And he fights fair. The fight feels well crafted to be a test, which in lore it is, kind of. And it's honestly a fun fight. The battle against Aurelia's Gold Spiegel as New Class 7 is honestly fun with the right setup. Reen and Randy versus Aurelia is also really good, as even her finisher isn't cheap at all. Powerful as fuck, but not cheap. Belial Raid, I do not like that pronunciation, but there it is. is a nice and flashy S-Craft and does good damage. Northern Lightning is as awesome as it was in Cold Steel 2, where it was called Northern Limits. The semi-required, you get 3 quests and only need to do 2 of them. The semi-required cryptid Urk Ganon is honestly a fair and fun fight, as his attacks hurt, but are not kill you immediately powerful, and I like that. New Class 7 versus Bardius is a great fight, as it is hard, but not cheap, as the only thing that is that dangerous is his Dark Howl, and even that is survivable. Fighting the Stalritter on Bryone Island is as good as it is bad. If you fight them one at a time, it's fine, hence the positive, but, well, see negative number 55 for the problems if you try to take them out all at once. Aeolia's Saber is awesome. I am a sucker for Spears of Light, and I like the design of Eustace's sword after it morphs before he throws it. New Class 7 versus Aenean Inus is the same battle in the prologue, specifically from the flash forward, and it's still good. Still a fun fight. Aryan Road and the Stalritter put up a damn tough but damn fair fight. It's really good. Going with full CP and BP, use Aurelia's Brave Order, and watch their HP drop like a stone. Even if they get way too many turns. Jeez. Aeon Type Alpha 2 is an awesome fight and arguably the best mech battle in the game, though it is the easiest as the party gets a full heal between each of the 3 phases. You still need to stay on your toes, and it is just tough enough to be enjoyable to the tune of a full 3 positives. Heavy Golem is the most fair of the Magic Knights up to that point, and is not cheap, so that's cool. Oh, and he doesn't recover from break immediately like some asshole bosses I could name. Half the frickin' roster. True Agruga, Zora Agruga, round 1 is fantastic, mostly because he actually fights fair. In this round, round 1? Oh, I think that I meant to say round 2, because I'm pretty sure round 1 is the fair one, round 2 is the bullshit one. So, yeah. So round 3 against him was also fun, as was just as fun as round 1. And it really is only that middle round that sucks, huh? Anyway, same reasons. Means this is R1, so same score of triple positive. Then there's the mech battle portion, which is fantastic and just a cathartic beatdown. I said it once, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And easy does not equal bad when it's done right. It does not equal bad when it's done right, and this is earning it the full 3 positives. Facing Aurier as your final Vantage Master's opponent after getting all the cards, that's a fantastic test of your skills. That actually is a pretty strong fight. Pretty good fight. Right. Then there's the quest is from Ada to Fritz. It's a decent fight and a good challenge. Which requires you pay attention, warranting it 2 positives. There's the Summer Festival that allows you to max out bonding levels, and that helps you see the max bond scenes, so that's good. Basically, if you max out, either have them maxed out or they max out when you take them to one of the attractions during the Summer Festival, you still get the max bond scene, so that's good. The quest No Man Left Behind, aside from the Magic Knight at the end, is a great quest and allows you to use the guest characters one last time before the game ends. Awesome stuff. Triple positive for that. Aurelia in the final chapter is a fantastic 1v1 fight, and I really like it. Challenging without being cheap. I know I've said that a lot, but it's true. Howling Heavens is awesome and really shows off Gaius' power. Not a surprise, given that all 3 Grolschroeder party members I've liked all 3 Girl Shredder party members as crafts. Yes. Kevin's needed his spears. His spear as crafts, but I've liked those, I liked Gaius's, and I liked Wazi's. So there you go. Despite the bullshit, I do like the fight with Rutger Shirley Crow, fuck calling him Azure Siegfried, for the reasons I've stated, and Sharon. I feel that is a good fight. The mech battle against the Nameless One is fantastic and is another great mech battle, earning it 2 positives. Then there's the final round against the Nameless One, which is just a great Hyper Beam moment, and you bet your ass I'd replay this game again. Let's get to the negatives and get this done. And 168 positives and, oh boy, 116 negatives. Negatives, here we go. 116 would be 52. Ooh, hang on. Oh my god, so many positives. Yes, 52 is what I had. Okay. Alright, back down. Negatives. So, DLC. Alright. Let's talk about this. This is bad DLC. I'm just going to start with that statement. However, I don't call this microtransactions. Anybody who does needs to relearn what the fuck microtransactions actually are. As I bump my table, and that apparently causes my screen to scroll. Oh. Now, if these were repeatable transactions, then yeah, I would call them microtransactions. But as such, this is just overpriced DLC. That's all this is. Yes. Also, most cosmetic options are DLC, and that sucks. Scaling X for the usual reasons. Triple negative for the status effect fetish. Giant enemies go into a state called Enhanced, and I fucking hate it. Triple negative. Same negative Cold Steel 4 is going to get, by the way. It gets, by the way. Also, if the bosses don't have an enhanced mode, they heal themselves for way too much. Also, bosses just have way too much HP in general, pulling that, and so to be pulling that shit in the first place. Trash also has way too much HP. Jaegers especially. Double negative. Mostly for the Jaegers alone. Dire Wolf. Oh, he was kind of annoying as a first boss. As a real first boss. So, yeah. Limited bonding points continue to bug me and only me. Walkthrough-itis is once again an issue in this game. In regards to hidden quests. In regard to the hidden quests. Yeah, that makes more sense. So, 2 walkthrough-itis negatives there. Triple negative for the railroading. It happens way too much. Grind was 2 negatives because, yeah. Audio spam, which warranted 2. Accuracy and evasion issues to the tune of 3 negatives. Difficulty curve is just too spiky for my liking. Rontis, only 1 negative for the difficulty curve, by the way, as I didn't feel it was that ridiculous. Rontis is the first major difficulty spike, but sadly not the last. Yes, so didn't like him. Queen Kumemba, another cheap as fuck boss. I'm just speeding through this because it's like most of the boss negatives I have the same damn complaint, so no reason to rehash it a million times. Auto battle. It is basically just an auto way, and I hate it. Moving on. Stratos Driver. Ugh. Triple negative for that AoE spamming douchebag. The pace-breaking dialogue when you want to shop, as it was with Toe and Cold Steel 2, is just as fucking annoying and stupid. So I gave it 3. I'm gonna give it 3 negatives, which I should probably do on the Cold Steel 4 review. We'll put it here. So, yay, we're adding a triple negative to Cold Steel 4, as if it needed anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, poor Cold Steel 4 is just getting dogged on a little bit. Oh, I didn't do this properly? There we go. Okay, so gameplay also has a massive pacing problem, as well as massive padding problem. Triple negatives for both of those. Magic Knight Ruby is another bad boss fight. It heals itself constantly for over 8,000. Ugh, triple negative there. Sea Uncerter, another bad boss fight with the freeze fetish, multiple turns. Earns an obnoxious healing. Yeah. Mordrenium. Another boss that can just piss off. Who can apparently withstand impeding. Like, seriously? What? Anyways. The fight against Raging Armor. Didn't like that. Easy does not mean good, as the battle with Campanella and McBurn demonstrated. Hated. Campanella just held on way too long, and honestly it's funny because McBurn was trying to play fair that entire fight. So, yeah. Then there's Rain vs. Bardius 1v1, which is just not a very good, not a good fucking fight, as Bardius heals all the time, and it's frustrating. Brayonia Island is massive and one of the most railroaded sections in the game. So, yeah, no. Look, game, you have given me a wonderful area to explore, and forcing me to not explore it gets you a full 3 negatives. Period. Apparently it's negative 66 that the Stall Ritter fell to. Oh, my bad. So, fighting the Stall Ritter on Brayonia Island is as annoying as it is fair. So, if you target one of them, it's fine. If you target all of them, they will start really coming out with ridiculous attacks, and that sucks. So, yeah. Then there's the back-to-back fights with the Northern Jaegers in Chapter 3, which are just padding incarnate. So, triple negative there. The fights with Jaegers in general are just another triple negative for being lazily designed, and they're all over the goddamn place. Juno Naval Fortress suffers as a dungeon from the same stop-and-go game design that plagued Chapter 3. Up to that point. Chapter 3, in my opinion, gameplay-wise, is also the absolute worst chapter in all of Trails from a gameplay perspective. The railroading, the pacing issues, the samey and meaningless fights with Jaegers, it all screams hell for me. Triple negative there. Celestial Scarab from Einhell Keep level 4 are the second worst enemy type in the game. HP and defense are way too high, and it makes them take forever to fight. So, triple negative there. Rainbow Drome. Healing problems as per usual. Pale Apache, bad boss fight. I don't much care for the battle against Viscount Arceta and Aurelia. I honestly think it's badly designed. I really don't like the game disengaging the bike for a random cutscene from time to time. That drove me up a wall. The Hercules squad in the underground tunnels, another awful Jaeger fight. Hey, as I say in the third point of that, when the game stops fucking around like this, I will stop bitching. The Night-touched Hercules squad under the museum, another example of awful Jaeger fights. Another triple negative there. The Trinity of Olgadia in the Dark Dragon's Nest that Group B fights is another awful high HP healing and faint fetish fight. So it's another triple negative. The Nest of the Dark Dragon is also a bit too much busy work for my liking. Not the worst dungeon in the series by a mile, but still kind of bad. Then there's the second round against True Zoro Arguga, and that fight can just rot in hell. Status effects out the ass, way too many fucking turns. It just sucks and deserves the triple negative I gave it. Azura Lucille is the worst magic fight in the whole game for one reason and one reason only: the healing. Bastard is a move that recovers 18,000 HP. Ugh. Never mind the fact that another of his moves heals him for 10,000 alone, and on top of that, he likes to spam them. So, yeah, 3 negatives for that asinine fight. Then there's the required fight against Seiya Unsurder and Magic Knight Zelheim. Another bit of padding there. Erkiganen and Zelheim are even worse, as they constantly heal, get instant instances of multiple turns, and Zelheim hits like a fucking train. Triple negative there. Aria and Ronan McBurn, another fight I can just frickin' do not like because of the multiple turns problem. Fighting the Iron Blood sucks. They get way too many turns, once again, too many turns, too much healing, and Claire and Lecter in particular, not to mention the constant use of their S-crafts. So, yeah. Ground combat with the Nameless One is fine, right up until he whips out the insanely overpowered AoE. So, 2 negatives there. And then, triple negative for the outro in general, as I feel it is really bad. The fights are cheap as fuck. The final dungeon is boring, to say the least. And honestly, it's just not satisfying for me in the slightest. Though the story beats are admittedly not helping with that assessment, but still, a triple negative outro. So let's end on a more happy song as we end. Oh, and I just realized I haven't had it open for a few minutes. Whoops! I'm sorry. Harry, you weren't missing anything. Oh my god. I did go through it, but yeah, a lot of this crap is just, yeah. I don't even know when I did that. Oh, that was probably way up here, wasn't it? Son of a bitch. Still, I just, yeah. The bottom line here, if I may be so bold, is that this is a game that is just as good. This is what I call a flawed masterpiece. There is a lot of flaws with Cold Steel 3. There is. Cold Steel 3 probably has the most amount of flaws of all the games up to this point. But when it comes to my sheer enjoyment of this game, I still say this is my favorite Trails game. I still say this is worth a playthrough. And we'll see how Cold Steel 4 holds up to scrutiny as I keep going through it. But regardless, I'm actually late for my stream, so I better chop this off, and I will talk to you later. So, Blue Wolf Alex the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one. Later.